You haven't broken up at all since you got on today.
Okay. You know, it's like it's not me, it's you. It's not you, it's me.
You were talking about breaking up. So.
Yeah. And we're talking about the internet. The internet is breaking up. Okay.
I know. The same terms, you know.
All right, so we are on Facebook, and now I have to remember how to mute everybody again. More. Y'all remember how to mute yourselves?
Yep.
Ah, there they are. Mute. I see the mute button. Mute. Oh, that'd be muting me. You don't want me to mute myself.
Let's mute ourselves.
Yeah, if y'all want to mute yourselves, I'm having a moment. Just-
Oh, I don't know how to do that. Let's see. Maybe I already did. Can anybody hear? Oops.
Oh, wait a minute. I found it. I had to exit the full screen. Okay, I got y'all.
Okay.
Yes. And perfect. I think you're all there. You can all hear me, right? I know, Maria, I'm breaking up. Okay, but I think I got you. All right, here we go. Let's do some yoga. I didn't even ask you all. Hold on, I gotta unmute you. Okay, show me physically what anything you want to work on. It's usually the lower back, hips. Yeah. Point to your area. Hips, I got you, Chris. Okay. Okay, I got that. Okay, Kath, I got you. We'll do it all. Okay. Find your mat. Very good. Let's close our eyes. If I go like a dark, dreary day, we're finally getting rain, so this will be nice. Welcome yourself onto your mat. Close your eyes down. And let's start like we always do. Take a big, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth side out. Let's take another one of those. Big breath in. Fill up, expand, and exhale. And one more. Big breath in. And let it go. So with your eyes closed, I want you to notice if even in those 3 deep breaths, if you feel something a little different than when you first plunked yourself down onto your mat. Even in that simple act of taking a breath. And you can go ahead on your own. You don't have to wait for my cues. If you want to continue to take those big full breaths in and out. Really notice as you do breathe in, as you're filling up your belly, your ribs, your chest. You pause at the top and then emptying your chest, your ribs, your belly. And even just the action of that, it's a calming action. And by focusing on your breath, and it clears out everything else going on. And now find your sitting bones on your mat. And maybe it's even just scooting a little side to side so you can really feel the grounding where those sitting bones meet your mat. And then press on in to bring yourself up sitting nice and tall. Just envision that length in your spine with your eyes closed. Your belly pulls in. And the crown of your head lifts on up towards the ceiling. Notice if your shoulders kind of crept up with you there, and then drop your shoulders down and away. There's like a push-pulling sensation. You're pushing the top of your head up. Shoulders are down. Really exaggerating the length in your shoulders. That space between your shoulders and your ears. And now see what you can relax that maybe you're holding tension onto. So are you clenching your hands? Can you relax your hands a little bit? your toes kind of curled up. And are your thighs maybe clenched a little bit? Can you relax your knees down towards the mat? And if you haven't already been taking those deep breaths in and out, go ahead and take one now, just like we did when we first sat down. And exhale it out. Notice the difference, and if you can actually feel some of that tension leaving now with that exhale. And even if you can't feel any tension leaving, just envision as though, you know, whatever it is that you need to come up with in your mind, if it's a color, or maybe like a cloud, something exiting your body. Create that visual of the tension leaving. Eyes can softly open, bring your arms down by your side. Inhale up, deep breath in. Exhale, arms down. Breath in again. Feel the space now in your ribs as you lift your arms up. Exhale down. Again, inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and take 2 more of these with your own breath, really filling up, going nice and slow. We're not rushing. This is what we're here to do. It's not like speed yoga. I'll wait for y'all at the bottom. So now we're going to take that left hand. We're going to take our spinal twist, left hand to our right knee. Really pull that belly in. Right arm comes around and tucks right behind the tailbone. So keep that length that we just had. I'm not going to turn all the way. I know I lose my voice, I'm told, when I turn away. But keep on lifting the top of your head and keep dropping your shoulders away. Also check in that you're not leaning back into your back arm. Keep that spine long. Notice your breath here if you try one of those deep, full breaths in and out. Next inhale brings you forward. Leave your left hand be right arm crosses over. And let's take a little cat curl with our spine. We're going to be here for a few breaths. You can go ahead and play around if you want to rock a little on your sitting bones. If you want to feel one arm maybe pulling a little bit. This is, you should be feeling, you can feel it anywhere, but you may be feeling it between your shoulder blades. You know, that's where I usually feel this. Little upper back stretch. And if you're teetering on your sitting bones, you may feel it in your sides a little. And if you're feeling it somewhere else, that's fine. On your next inhale, come up to seated, leave your right hand be, belly pulls in, and take the other side. So feel your way into this side. I know I gave a bunch of cues of what you may be feeling, what to be mindful of. Just see on your own, if you can listen to your own body and take what you need. Sometimes I'm grateful my voice travels in and out because otherwise you'd be hearing all the pops my body's making right now. Inhale, come on back to center. Left arm reaches around and then you take your cat curls on the other side. So again, a few breaths here, just playing around, seeing what you feel on this side that you didn't feel on the other. Inhale, lift all the way on up. And uncross your arms. Like Kathy was making this motion. I'm thinking that meant shoulders. So we're going to do a little shoulder and neck. So go ahead, sit up nice and tall as we work. And we're bringing those shoulders down. And the right ear is just going to drop on down to our right shoulder. We don't want to bring our shoulder on up. Everything pulls away and down. And it's just dropping our neck to the right. We're not forcing anything. And you should get on that left side a nice gentle stretch. If you close your eyes, maybe even visualizing that stretch from the tip of your ear as it travels down the side of your neck. And now taking your right hand, just gently place it on the top of your head, just above your ear. We're going to give a little help with gravity. Not pulling, just a little bit more. And then bring your left arm down by your side. Maybe you can tent your fingers or maybe your whole hand. Got monkey arms like me, you can put your whole palm down on the floor. And then now try to visualize that whole stretch as it goes from the tip of your ear down to your shoulder, your neck, down to your arm. Keep those full deep breaths coming in. And then take that left hand, go ahead and give yourself a little massage. And just feel around all of the different muscles. If you have any knots in there, take a finger, 2 fingers. Good rub. Release that arm down, release the other down, and then slowly bring your head back on up to neutral. Close your eyes. I love this part here. You close your eyes and then just feel what you're noticing on the left-hand side of your body, on that left-hand side of your neck. Maybe it's like the remaining warmth of where your hand was. Feel the aftermath of that stretch. Keep drawing your shoulders down. And now take your left ear down to your left shoulder. I'm still pulling your shoulders down and away. Left hand can come on up, just on top of your head, by your ear. Again, a little more gravity here. Maybe you can bring your right arm down. Just notice what you're feeling with each of the little transitions. I slept funny last night, so Kathy, thank you for pointing this one out. It's good. And if you want to give yourself that massage, and just observe what you're feeling on this side again that you didn't feel on the other, or vice versa. No judgment, no concern, just observation. And notice the warmth. Your hands are warm or cold and how that feels on your neck. And release your right arm down. Your left arm down, slowly bringing that head back to neutral. And close your eyes again if they're not already. And then see if you can feel the aftermath of where your hand was. Somebody else in. Okay, great. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Arms down by your sides. And breathe on up. Another breath like we did right at the beginning. Breath in, arms all the way up. Come on down. Notice if you feel anything a little bit different, if your shoulders feel open, your neck. Breath in. And down. This one we're going to come on up and then we're going to come down. When we come down, just come down halfway. Spin your palms face up. And we're going to take eagle arms on the right. So right arm under, left arm over, cross our arms, elbows bend. Either the backs of your palms together, or if you can reach your palms around to meet. If this is way too much, you can just cross your arms. Gently lower and lift your elbows. And notice the sensation that you may be feeling again in the backs of your shoulders. Nice and slow, no rush, there's nowhere to go, nothing to do. Press your forearms away from your face. And now bring your elbows up towards shoulder height. And again, you can close your eyes here. You notice if your eyes are open, you tend to dart your eyes around. Your mind is darting around. Draw your shoulders back. Big breath in. Exhale, unwind. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, halfway down. Palms spin up and left arm over, under, left arm under, right arm over. Eagle arms on the left. So again, notice here if you want to lift and lower. And then now bring your elbows up towards shoulder height, forearms press forward, shoulders draw back. Big breath in. Exhale, unwind. Maybe a couple of circles with your shoulders just to loosen them out. That was a lot of good shoulder stretching. Breathing in as you lift up, exhaling as you lower. Nice and slow. One more. All right, let's crawl on into table. We'll get that lower back. So find all fours. Hips over knees, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Fingers are spread wide. And let's start just with a couple of cat and cow curls here. So inhale, lift on up your chest, your chin. Exhale, curl your spine. Feel the space between each of the vertebrae. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, curl. Go ahead, continue to take 3 more full sets in each direction. Matching a breath to a movement. And when you've completed your sets, we'll all meet at a neutral spine. Right, take that left hip. We're going to bring our left hip on up and make some nice slow circles, nice big slow circles with that left hip. Try to keep your hips square. So maybe you're not as big as you're thinking you need to. And then really play around. So if you feel like something's kind of like the hitch in the get along and you want to work it back and forth, you can do that. And change direction. Keep pressing equally into both hands. Release that left leg down and lift up your right. And same thing on this side, kind of just feel around. Change direction when you're ready. Drop your knee on down to your mat. And check your knees at their hips width apart. We're going to press our left hand into the mat. Right arm comes up, your thumb's pointing up. Left leg is going to extend behind you. So really reach forward with that right hand and reach forward, reach back with your left leg. Your gaze is going to be right to the floor right in front of you. Right, if you want a little extra challenge, we're going to bring our elbow in and our knee in. So keep pressing into that left hand and bring your elbow to meet your knee and extend. We're going to do 3 of them. And 1 more. All right, go ahead, drop that hand down and you can sink back into child's pose. If you want to bring your knees together, that'll help release that lower back. On your next inhale, lift back up to the table. Stack those joints. Your right hand is going to press, right hand's pressing into the ground. Then the left arm, thumbs pointing up. Right leg kicks behind you. So really flex the fingers on your hands and focus on that spread of your fingers. You're going to kick a hole in the wall behind you. Now notice your breath here. On your inhale, bring your elbow to your knee. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. All right, release it down. Separate your knees so the knees are on the outside edges of your mat. Big toes come together to touch, and let's sink back, take child's pose. Inhale, lift on up, coming into table. Curl your toes and into down dog. You can go ahead and play around in down dog. You want your hips Your feet are hips width. Your gaze is going to be back between your toes. And then maybe you want to pedal out your dog. So bending one knee at a time, working on your hips, hamstrings. Keep a soft bend to your elbows. If you are pedaling your dog, then come to stillness. Lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. Slide your shoulders down your back. And your next inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. You're up on one leg, or three-legged dog. Flex your lifted leg. Maybe drop your hip a little so your hips are square. Bend your right knee, and then you're going to peel open your hips a little. So you're going to kind of stack that right hip on top of the left. Come on back to center. Release your leg down. Drop to your knees and take child's pose. While you're in child's pose, I know for some of you, your wrists get a little cranky with down dog. So if you want to roll your wrists around while you're down there, move them back and forth, make circles. Inhale, come back to table. Curl your toes under again and back into down dog. Again, right into stillness. And then let's try lifting that left leg up. And keeping your hips square, bend that left knee. And then peel and open so that left hip now stacks over your right hip. Keep that foot flexed. Come on back to center. Release your foot down. And you can take child's pose one more time. And if you want to circle your wrists. So if you're in child's pose, let's take child's pose with our knees together. Child's pose with knees together, arms are reaching out front. And then we're gonna lift up just a little bit up off the mat. We're gonna walk ourselves on over to the right. And then just melt yourself on down here. You should feel a nice opening on the left side. Inhale, lift up, come back to center, and then walk on over to the left. Inhale, lift on up, come back to center, and press yourself on up into table. And then we're gonna curl our toes back into down dog. And now bring your right foot to your right thumb into our runner's stretch. As we come up onto our back foot, we want to try to get that back heel to stack over our back toes. And our leg is active, so this back hamstring is going to be lifting on up to the ceiling. If you need to tent your hands, or this is where if you have a couple of blocks, you want to put your hands on blocks to help give yourself a little leverage. Gaze straight ahead. And plant your hands down. We're going to bring that leg back into plank. A favorite position, right? I know this face too. I love it. All right, drop down to your knees and sink back into child. We're not there long. Inhale back into table. Pose curl under. Back into down dog. And this time left foot to the left thumb. And our runner stretch on the left. Plant those hands. And back into plank. We won't be long. How about 3 breaths in plank? I kind of flew by that last plank on you. Belly pulls in. Gaze straight ahead. Breath in. Exhale, knees come down. Sink back into child. Inhale, come on up onto your knees. So we're going to take camel here. If you have a block at home, one of the tricks, camel is a back bend. One of the tricks to back bend, it's actually we're using our legs a bit here. So if you have a block, you can take it and put it between your legs. You're going to squeeze that block. We're going to actually take our legs. We're going to be pressing our legs forward like there's a pane of glass in front of us. And we want to like smush right on up to that glass. Hands come down to your lower back. Elbows reach towards one another. So my fingertips are pointing down. You can have them down. You can make fists. You want to be fancy. You can pull them off. All kinds of options. We're bringing our shoulders down, elbows in. You want to curl your toes under behind you. There's an option for that. And then inhale, lift up in your chest, open up your throat. Keep pressing, squeezing your legs together, and then pressing your hips right towards that imaginary piece of glass. Inhale. Exhale. And breath in. Notice how your breath is here. It's a little difficult maybe. One more inhale. And exhale, press those hands into your back. Sit on down into your heels. Rest for a moment. We're going to take one more. Right now, notice what's going on with your breath. Breath in. Exhale, let it go. On your inhale, come on up again. Set yourself up, and then go ahead, take camel. Inhale. Pressing those hips forward, press your hands into your lower back, and keep lifting. So it's not so much about how far we can curl on back, but we also want to continue to lift ourselves up, creating length. One more breath in. Exhale, come on down. All right, so however gracefully you want to get up to standing, get on up to standing. Smooth transition there. Okay, we're going to be facing, I'm going to take a pyramid. So let's first build your stance. in our mountain. So starting with the ground, starting with your feet, rooting your feet on down, lifting and spreading all 10 toes, and then just putting them down gently. Feel your knee, your shins squeezing and hugging in, igniting the muscles in your legs. Soft bend to your knees. Your quads, you can feel the muscles activating in your upper legs. Hips are at neutral. Belly pulls in and lifts up. Tailbone drops, so our hips at neutral. Arms down by our sides. Shoulders drop down. Your chest is open. Gaze straight ahead. Crown of your head lifting to the ceiling. And inhale, bring those arms on up. Sink your shoulders into your sockets. And then just as though you're sliding along the wall behind you, just sink on down. We're going to take a chair here. Lift those toes again. Notice which way your body's rocking in chair. If you're kind of having a tendency to want to go back or forward. Maybe you can sink a little deeper. Gaze straight ahead. So try to find that drishti, that gazing point. Inhale. Exhale, come on up, hands to prayer. Eyes can close down here. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. All right, arms down by your side. Now we're gonna take pyramid. So step that right foot forward. Maybe like 18 inches or so in front of you. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale. Exhale, you're just gonna hinge right at the hips, fold forward. You're gonna keep a flat back. I'm gonna show you from the front view and the side. You wanna keep drawing that right hip back. Your hamstring is gonna be feeling as if you really need to bend your knees, bend your knees. If you can, bend down and get your hands down to the ground. That's an option. And again, if you have two blocks and you want to put your hands on blocks to assist. Keep drawing that right hip back. Bring your hands back to your hips, catch your hips. Inhale with that flat back. Come all the way up. And that hamstring. All right, left foot forward. Square those hips up. Inhale. Exhale as you hinge at your hips. For this time, you're going to be pulling your left hip back slightly. And again, soft bend in your knees so you're not locking your joints out. And if you want to come all the way forward, bring your hands on down. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Come on up. Good. Add that back. Good. All right. Backs of your mats. We're going to take a couple of our warriors. Right foot forward. We're going to go into warrior two. So with warrior two, our back foot is going to be parallel to the back of the mat. Front foot right at 12 o'clock. And if you kind of need to like scoot yourself into it to get there, working towards a 90-degree angle is not going to happen. Flex the, let the back edge of your back foot So kind of slice into the mat there. Check your front leg that your knee is not caving in. Arms come on up. So your chest is going to be open and up. Gaze goes over that front middle finger now. Shoulders relax down. Now, pull your back hip, bring that back hip back, slowly start to straighten your front leg as you reach forward with your right arm. You're gonna go into transition into triangle. So reaching as far as you can, and now drop that right arm down, left arm comes up. Again, if you have a block over on the outside of your right foot, you can put your hand on the block, or you can use your thumb. Just don't dump into your leg. You want to use your core to support yourself here. Spinning open your shoulders, and then gaze maybe up to that left hand. Find your breath. Inhale, using that core, lift on up back to warrior two. Spin your right foot in. Your hands can come to your hips. And we're going to take a forward fold. And just hinging at our hips. And you can bring your arms down. You can walk your hands between your legs with your fingers in the opposite directions. Maybe give yourself a little tug. And just let your head hang heavy here. If your hands are behind you, bring them, come towards the center. We're going to take our right hand, place it right in the center of your mat, and the left hand's going to reach on up. A little spinal twist. Always remembering soft bend in the knees. Pull that belly in, come back to center, and take your left hand, put it right where your right hand was, and then twist on open to the right. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your hips, and with that flat back, slowly come on up to standing. Good. All right, so our legs are still open. I know we're here a little bit longer, so let's not make anything much of it. But our back foot should be spun parallel, our right foot. You may be spinning so you're facing, not me. Your right foot's parallel to the mat. We're going to just spin our left foot so it's facing 12 o'clock forward. Our hips are going to remain open. Arms come up. And now the gaze over your left hand. So you may be looking at the back of the room now, or the other side of the room. Sink a little deeper into that left leg. Press in with your back foot. And check if that left knee is collapsing in. Start drawing your back hip back. Left hand reaches forward. You can't reach any forward more. And then take your triangle. Triangle on the left, so you got it. So in triangle, continue to draw your shoulders still away from your ears here. Continue to use your core. Again, we're not dumping into anything. Gaze can come up towards your lifted hand. Inhale, come all the way up. Straighten that leg, spin your toes on in. And this time we're gonna clasp our hands behind us. If you want to use a towel or a belt or something to help assist you, you can do that. We're gonna just pull our shoulders down and away. So your hands aren't resting on your backside. You want to continue to pull them down and away. Belly pulls in. Exhale, fold forward. Keep drawing your arms down and away. And here, really let your head hang if you want to bobble it from side to side and just feel like that lack of pressure and stress on your neck. Wonderful neck release. Using that core, come on up, flat back. All right, let's walk our feet on in. Put our hands to prayer and close our eyes. And just take inventory, just like when we were sitting at the very beginning. Now we're standing, maybe pressing those thumb knuckles into your sternum. Noticing if your breath has quickened, your heart rate has gone up a little bit, gone down a little bit. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. So maybe one more little challenging pose this morning for some balance. So that's the best way to do this. Okay, so on forward, you can hear me. Our feet are we're starting from our mat and always building with the foundation from the ground on up. Just as we did earlier, just checking in from your feet, work your way through your body. Arms down by your sides. We're going to shift the weight onto our right foot. For our left foot, we're going to just bend that left leg. We're going to bend our knee, lift our arms on up, leg comes forward. Gaze straight ahead. Find your drishti, that one point right at the horizon. And then we're going to kick our leg back and bring our arms forward. Warrior 3. Got a wall behind you to help balance you even better. Right, so embrace those wobbles. Keep drawing your shoulders again back, but you're reaching forward with your arms. And your gaze is right to the floor. All right, good job. Come on up. Let's close our eyes. Breath in. Breath out. Again. All right, arms down by your sides. Eyes open on up. Arms come up. Knee comes up, right leg comes up. Our weight is onto that left foot. Left foot kicks forward. And now bend that right leg, kick it on back with your arms forward. Keep kicking that right leg back. All right, bring it on in. Oh, looks so good. All right, how about tree? We're doing good on our balance today. So find your mountain. Shift over to your left foot this time. Right foot comes in either above or below the knee. Bring our hands to prayer. So press your foot into your leg into your foot, and keep peeling your leg back. So you're opening up your hips here, but your hips are square. So it's that whack-a-mole, constantly moving in. And now maybe you can grow your tree, reach your arms on up. Shoulders relax down, gaze straight ahead, really find that drishti. Hands to prayer. Right foot comes down. Oh, you've all been practicing balance. I can tell you all look so good. All right, weight shifts over to that right foot. And left leg comes on up. Row or you can stay. And whenever you're ready, release it down. And we're just going to take a little forward fold here like a rag doll. Release your spine a little bit more. So if you really want to bend your knees, go ahead, bend your knees and then just fold yourself right on over. There's so many options in ragdoll. If you want, you can clasp your elbows. You can rock side to side. You can use your hands and walk from side to side. Whatever you're doing, just make sure your knees are bent. Let your head hang heavy. All right, bring your hands to your shins. We're creating a half lift here with a long flat back. And then press the crown of your head forward and your tailbone is going to be on the opposite direction. So nice long spine. Shoulders draw back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward again. On your next inhale, bring your arms wide, come all the way up. Big breath. Hands to prayer. Bring them on in through heart center. Little head rest here. So go ahead, close your eyes. Nice breath in and out. Go ahead, find your mat. Have a seat. Oh, you know what? While we're sitting, let's take a Baddha Konasana while we're here. I should have you all like type in at some point like what your favorite poses are. So we'll have a class where all of you can say, oh, these are my favorites. And if you like describe it, we'll figure it out. You're missing something. That's the thing on mute. I can't hear you all. Keep dropping your knees on down. Take your hands to the outside of your knees. Bring them on in. We'll take a seated figure four. So take your right leg, cross it on over. You've got that left knee bent. And try to get that ankle bone past. Poke it into yourself. And you can stay here. You can take your elbow and put your foot in your elbow. Just hug your knee, your foot, your leg. Your little rocking. Notice if you're curling on over to do this, if you can sit up nice and tall, and shoulders down and back. Feeling this in your hip, your IT band. Keep that right foot flexed. Release that right leg down and change sides. And notice what happens in the transition here. This is, for me, this is my tighter hip. So an option might be to maybe put your hands behind you. Fingers behind you. Keeping that foot flexed. Release that leg down. Go ahead all the way onto your backs. And take a full body stretch. Arms overhead. Legs long. Bring your both knees on in to your belly. We're going to rock a little bit side to side. Going to cross your ankles. Take your hands to your knees and just guide your knees into little circles, massaging that lower back. If your ankles are crossed, change crossing. Good. Release your legs down, and you're going to bring your heels to the outside edges of your mat, so your knees are going to come collapse in. Bring your arms down by your side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Eyes can close down if they're not already. And you can stay with your knees collapsed like this, or you can stretch them long for Shavasana. I'm going to have a brief Shavasana today I'll talk you through. Just rest on onto your mat, completely relaxed. And scan your body from your head to your toes. Just notice how you feel right now in this moment. You know, for me, skipping Shavasana some days is like, I don't have time for this, but it's important. At least for a breath or two. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and just sigh it out, let it go. Bring one knee into your chest, then the other. Maybe some rocks and rolls side to side. And then onto your right side. Take a breath here on your right side, in this fetal position. And then using your left hand, press yourself on up. Seated position, eyes closed. Hands at heart center. I'm going to take you all off of mute and we can all say namaste together, I think, if I can figure out how to do this. Well, maybe unmute yourselves. I don't know. Me and this technology thing is horrible. Okay. There we go. All right. So together we will say, Namaste. Let's carry our thumbs to our forehead. And everybody, namaste. What a good group we had today. This is great. And this. All right. You all have a great day.
Thanks, Sam.
All right. We'll see you all.
Bye.
Next time, have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.